Ladies and gentlemen, I heard the requests. Y'all said Joey Diaz, one-legged woman story, and y'all said this on my last Joey Diaz reaction, sister. And it got 314 thumbs up, so I'm doing it.
Don't bring anyone love into this.
Let me know the next reaction I should do.
By the way, you know Potter.
This is Tom Segura and his wife on their podcast.
Did you know that he can't come?
That's a weird intro.
Josh Potter can get it up.
And he can ejaculate.
With a girl, no.
Tremendous. That's even better.
He wants to, though.
Who wants to come?
He wants to.
I want to drill a hole in their fucking eyes that they can't take it no more. You know what I'm saying? When you're fucking them and their one eyeball is hanging out. And they're like, when are you going to come? Because I come quick.
Yeah.
I come in a minute. So if I could come in...
Right there with you, brother.
If I could come in 20 minutes and just keep giving you dick going from pussy to asshole to mouth, back to your fucking pussy.
Jeez, Joey.
Drill it back to your ass.
That's what you're doing? That's what you're doing?
That's my fantasy. If I couldn't come for an hour, hitting you in the face, making you suck it, popping it out, hitting you. You're like confused.
No,
you don't know where you're going. So he's never come.
He's right
here. He's right there. Talk to him.
That's how it usually goes, by the way.
Yeah, that's it. It's an hour of fucking straight
But he can only come if he jerks off. He can't.
Okay, then when you want to come after the chick is laying there.
Well, that is somebody who has burnt his swipe out watching Pinot films. This is exactly why you can't watch too much Pinot. I'm telling you right now, when you get to the point where you can't finish unless you, that's a horrible fate. I ain't gonna lie. It sounds like, oh yeah, you got mad endurance, but not being able to, unless you, is weird, bro.
There, like she got shot in Vegas. You know what I'm saying? Like she's laying there, the one leg is hanging. You know what I'm saying? Her mouth is stretched out. Her asshole, it's still open like a dragon's mouth. You know when you fuck them in the asshole stays open.
Do I?
And then just laying there drinking milk, trying to recoup and shit. You're giving them like Gatorade. Then you just jerk off on the tits and call it a night.
There you go, man. Why are we even trying to solve this problem?
Dude, I don't think it's a problem anymore.
It's not a problem.
You don't?
No, yeah.
No.
I don't, Joey's convinced me. I mean, I want to just mangle some.
If you told
brothers.
3 chicks that you couldn't come, that you could give them each dick for an hour, you could get all 3 of them to show up at once and just keep going like Don Henley style. You ever read that book? You won't work in this town again. It came out in '98 about a hooker who wrote about all her experiences, and she wrote about Don Henley. That she would go to Don Henley would order 4 bitches, and he would sit there at his table like this was his table, and that's.
By the way, if you're watching this, I'm not quite sure if I gotta edit it for YouTube, but most likely it's probably gonna be edited for YouTube with the way Joey Diaz was talking, because if there's one thing they don't do, it's the sexual talk like that. So maybe I let this go by itself, but if you hear it edited, then you can go watch the fully uncensored version on my Patreon. Please don't drop comments talking about, why is this edited? Because I'm too new of a channel and YouTube already be hating. So, like, you feel me?
The fireplace. He would make them bend over. Don't even look at me. He wouldn't even let them look at him. Just look towards the fireplace and bend over. And he'd do lines of coke and then get up, open up his robe, and stick it in you like 4 times. Then he'd sit back down again. And he'd do a couple more lines. And he'd have you there for 8 hours.
This could be your life. This could be your life, Josh.
God, I hope so. That's someday.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
Like when I was younger and I did coke, there was dick for fucking 4 hours.
Yeah.
You just were giving out dick. They're looking at you like, when is this going to stop? And then when you do come, it's one of those long loads.
Yeah.
You ever have those loads? Like I used to be on probation, and there was a dude that was like a G.I. Joe dude that failed the police test, but his assistant was a good-looking woman. Like she was kind of cute. If I was 30, she was like 38. Nobody talked to her in Boulder because she had like a wooden leg. Like her.
Joey Diaz is such a great storyteller, by the way. He just gets you captivated in his just dysfunctionality. Boy, does that nigga have the craziest life story.
Leg was kind of like she had like that little limp, but you could tell the bitch had game. Like she could suck a cock. I would look in the eyes and I could tell this bitch is deadly, but nobody talks to her because of the fucking wooden leg or whatever the fuck she's got. She got shot in Vietnam. I didn't know what happened to her.
Shot in Vietnam.
And she was very nice. I forget what her name was. I'd see her. I'd always flirt with her. But when I was in the probation, I figured out how to fuck with the piss test. I'm uncircumcised, so I would take like fucking pool cleaner and put it on my dick, and then pull the skin over it, and put like a tab over it, like a bread tab, like a fucking rubber band. And then when I would go pee, the guy would watch me, and I would take the thing out and just pee, and then pull the skin back, and all the pool cleaner would go into the fucking thing, and then I would zap the machine. They would always say to me, "This motherfucker's up to something."
I was like, wait, how do you not know when they're testing it that there's pool cleaner in it? Like, wait, this shouldn't be in your body.
So he asked her. He goes, maybe you could see what the fuck he's doing. So I knew when I would call and go, I'll be there at 4, because they would call you, and then you had to call a machine that would tell you what color was up. Mm-hmm. And if the color came up, let's say your color is maroon, and they go, today's colors are green, maroon, and black, you would have to call in and tell them what time you're coming in. You had till 5 o'clock, but you had to make an appointment. Then she'd tell you, no. If he answered, that means he was going to watch you while you're pissed. But with me, they had mirrors around me. They couldn't figure out what I was doing, so they sent her in. So before I would go in, I'd fucking do a half a jerk in the car and get my dick nice and big.
Yeah.
And then I'd sprinkle it the fucking
Pool cleaner?
the pool cleaner or the
Well, it
fucking.
doesn't sting your dick, the pool
It did.
cleaner?
I got scars. I got little holes
Yeah.
in my dick and
Oh,
Drano.
no!
I would grind it up. I would fucking put it under my dick and then pull the skin back, and it would fall into the piss test. But before I would piss, I would take the hammer out and show it to her. Like, what do you think? What do you think? There's something nice. And she would look at it and look around.
Yeah. Joey Diaz is lucky he was born in the era he was born, bro. He try any of this today, bro. They about to hang him from the gallows, nigga. What, nigga, Joe? You can't do that, brother.
Around the room, and not like I knew I was going to end up sleeping with her or swapping spit with her, because I flirt with her. Nobody talked to the woman because she had a fucked up leg. So I'm off probation. I'm delivering Chinese food, and I'm slinging coke at the same time at the Chinese restaurant. So I would have you call the Chinese restaurant and say, "Can I talk to Joey? Yeah, what's up? Oh, you want egg drop soup? Whatever." The cocaine would be hidden under the egg drop soup, so that if I got in trouble, the Chinese people got in trouble. I didn't put it in the bag. This was when I was out already, out of prison. One night I knock on the door, and who answers the door? It's her. And she goes, "Oh my God, it's so great to see you. How have you been?" And I go, "It's great to see you." Man, I gave her a hug, and I put the Chinese down, and she goes, "What are you doing with your life?" I go, "I'm getting divorced, but I got the stand-up comedy, and I'm trying to deliver food to make a living." And she's like, "Oh, that's so sweet. You and her broke up? Oh, you must need a hug." And as I started hugging her, we started swapping spit. And I touched a little monkey, and I could feel nobody had even touched a monkey in like 10 years. Steam started coming up. And I started fingering that motherfucker like a savage and swapping spit with her. And my hand was nice and wet, and
I'm trying. What is the word? Degenerate. There it is. This nigga Joey is a lowlife, and boy, do he make you love him. You go into it like, God, this nigga is a lowlife. By the end of every Joey Diaz story, like, I like him. I'd smoke with him, probably. Yeah.
finger that I got a pinky surrounding her asshole. And I'm working, and finally I put it down slowly, and I pop her pants. I take her tit out. She's got one big fucking tit. I'm sucking her tits. And I'm making out with her, and I'm fingering at the same time. So while I'm fingering her, I take her pants down, but I go, I don't want to see what the other leg is. So I took the leg off of the good leg, and I left the fucking bad leg covered because I don't want to know what it is. If she's got like a pole under there, one of those fucked up feet. I don't want to see. So I picked up her fucking legs and I started eating her pussy. The clit fucking was huge. I'm sucking at her like a piece of bubble gum. I look up at her and she's like this, Christine, like with her mouth open. I go, now's the time to put the helmet in that fucking mouth. So I switched up. I started two-finger Louie her, and I went around her, and I put that fucking hammer in her mouth, and she didn't know what to do. She's like, and at that time, I was trying to fucking lift weights and shit, so I wasn't jerking off. Because somebody told me not to jerk off, that your protein. I was retarded, dog. You know, I'm retarded.
Yeah.
And when I came in the mouth, it was one of those loads, Christine, that don't stop. You ever have one of those things?
I know,
And
Christine.
you're sucking it with your eyes closed, and then after a minute, you open it up, and you're like, what is this going to...
Christine looks like she needs help. She looks... Her face keeps going more and more into... territory.
Stop. And I could look
Joey don't care.
at her swallowing it, and it was endless. It was fucking endless. It was just a load of death. It was like a month and a half of not coming. There was Valium in there and
Look,
Xanax.
she's so disgusted.
Well, it's so nice seeing you, Joey. Thanks for stopping by.
I shot a load in the mouth, and when I took my dick out, she went, ah. It was like she drank a gallon of Mountain Dew. She looked at me. She started getting a little dizzy.
Oh my God.
I was selling Valium at the time. I was taking like 100 milligrams of Valium a night. When I shot in her mouth to put her in a trance, she was glassy-eyed. She gave me a $3 tip, and I left, and I never saw her again. She must have ate that Chinese food and slept for a week.
Oh my God.
Oh,
You got any
Jesus
dates coming up you want to put on?
You can still
You got a Twitter
feel,
handle?
You
You
can
wanna
still
plug
feel what
that?
that nut felt like, I bet, right?
oh, it was like a
I mean-
3-minute nut.
But wait a minute, you didn't even bang her? You
No,
didn't put it in her
no.
vagine?
No.
No,
Well, that's-
the
that's-
limitations of the
unloaded
pussy
it.
eating was tremendous.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I licked her ass.
Sorry, I
all
blacked out
oh,
at
yeah,
some
yeah,
point.
yeah.
I didn't
No,
listen
sure.
closely.
Once I
enough.
shove my tongue in your ass, you black out. It's like you're 14 and your uncle's molesting you. You know.
What? Oh, come on, Joey.
You just black out and let happen what's gonna happen anyway.
Joey.
This is
I'm
too
starting to feel
good.
like
Oh
Christine.
man, you're
Fuck
the
it.
best.
Take a shower.
Fuck it.
Joey Diaz, Church of What's Happening Now.
Whew, he needs to go to church after that. You got to
You
repent,
go to
son.
see him
I
at the
definitely
comedy
feel like I need a
store.
shower.
Go his dates. Where did your you have a website? I don't forget.
JoeyDiaz.net.
Jeez.
You're the best. You're the best.
So are you guys.
I love you
Love
so
you,
much.
Joey.
Christine, you lived that load when I was saying it. That's why.
I did not
It
live
took you
the
back to
load.
college like
I
one
did
time.
not. I did not.
When you got a bad
She used to
batch
fuck
of
a lot of Puerto
Hungarian
Ricans.
dick.
I
Yeah.
like Puerto Ricans.
Yeah, you got a bad batch of those platanitos sperm where you just kept fucking swallowing, saying this is the worst pina colada I've ever had.
Hi, Gene.
Yo, Uncle Joey, man. It needs to be stopped.